Welcome to Big Valley Living. It is Christmas in July. Jeni Gough over at Jeni's Scratch Made Kitchen is a believer in planning. And you know what? This is a fun time to just come back, sit back, and make some crafts, make something, and get ready for Christmas. Right now, there's a lot of fresh fruit out there in the U.S. and all over the country, really. So you could get a head start by maybe making some jams, or on a really hot day, sit in the house, make some cards, make some wrapping paper, some sort of craft that you can share with your friends and family when the holidays come around this year. So first of all, I would like to thank Jeni at Jeni's Scratch Made Kitchen for this invitation. And we're actually going to be on 2 times this month. So our first video is today, July 10th, 2024. Before I get too far along, make sure to watch for the logo. I may put it there. I may put it there. Who knows? But you'll see when it gets there. I am making today the wrapping paper that I'm going to use for the crafts and gifts that I make later this month on July 26th. This is something that I stumbled across years ago. I'm sure other people do it, but I just like to get creative. And I have like this little sewing kit right here, you know, and it has all kinds of thread and everything in it. And I love paper crafts, and doing crafts just takes me back to kind of being a kid and being creative, and it makes my heart happy. So whenever I'm feeling a little bit down or something, I just try and find something like this to do, put on some good music. And in fact, I had some Christmas music going earlier. Shh. I did, an LP from a long time ago. But what we're going to do today is we're going to make this wrapping paper. You could use any colors you want, and you could do it at any point during the year for other things. I am going to take you along and show you how to make it, and I hope you try it. I'm going to use a couple of things that some of the younger folks may not know what they are. This is an iron. Yes. If you sew, you know, and if you're as old as me, you know. And this is an ironing board. So all we need is wax paper. It's food grade, keep that in mind, so you can wrap anything with it. Any kind of paper, cloth, make sure you have a nice pair of sharp scissors, threads, any kind of thread that you would like, sewing thread or embroidery floss. Make sure to get some colors, because that's kind of fun too. I have, like I said, different kinds of paper. Get a punch if you have one. Get a cheap one. Make this fun. Make it as inexpensive as you can and as creative as you want. Let's get started on making this paper. So I'm just going to put these 2 cloths off to the side on my ironing board, as well as my wax paper. And this is where your creativity is going to come in. I just have this little multi-pack that came with a little sewer one time. So I use these little bobbins, and what we're going to do is just get little pieces of threads and all kinds of stuff just kind of together. And again, creativity is where it's at. You can be as creative as you want here. And you can make this for any time of year, but you know, since it is Christmas in July, we are going to use some Christmassy colors. I suppose if you were doing non-Christmas but holiday themed, you could go with more blues and whites, but I like the traditional colors. I wouldn't get much bigger than that on the thread as far as the thickness goes, this red right here. Just kind of be random about it. I'm not good at random. You can see that even really without trying, I'm cutting them all like the same size, so I'm forcing myself not to do that. I also like to have different textures. So you see I have that embroidery floss right there. So that's a little bit thicker, but I still want some thinner thread. And I'm going to do some that are pretty long, and you'll see it's a pretty cool result, because then you can drape it around. Okay. Now, that'll be it for my thread. This is just going to be for like one piece. I got this probably like at Michael's or something a million years ago. And it's just a Christmas tree punch. So I thought that might be kind of fun for this as well. And with the paper, the thicker the paper, just like with anything else, the thicker the material in general, you want to keep the pieces somewhat small, or you won't get a good fusing when you iron the paper together. And I really want to show you guys how simple this is. And fun, for that matter. Do some long white pieces of thread and some thicker embroidery floss. Oh, I just love doing these things. It is good for the soul. And it's really fun when you see people, you know, people save wrapping paper, but people really save this wrapping paper. And come back at the end of the month on July 26th, and I'll show you guys how I wrap certain gifts. I'll do my crafty stuff that I wrap this with and take you through step by step, but that's going to be a surprise. I'm not going to tell you what it is till we get there. And if your thread curls up a little bit, that plays to your advantage, because you kind of want it to be real random like this. Okay, over to the iron we go. What I'm going to do first is lay this down just in case the wax paper gets really hot. I just don't want to have any waxy film on my ironing board cover. And then this is going to come in a minute. Guys, this is so simple. I'm going to make sure that my iron is turned on high. Okay, it's at its highest setting. Many people may not have an iron. You know what? It's worth having an iron. And let's see here. So I have it on high. I do have a little water in it because this is a regular steam iron, kind of old-fashioned, but I love, love, love it. I would not be without an iron, ever. Okay, so there we go. We're going to put one piece down. I've gathered my little findings here, and I'm just going to randomly sprinkle them on. Don't go to the very, very edge, because you do want it to seal. Have you ever done anything like this? I remember in kindergarten, way back in the 70s, we'd get potatoes and we'd cut shapes and put them in there, and you know, then dip it in paint and take paper bags from the grocery store and make wrapping paper for the presents that we made for our families. Oh my goodness, that was so much fun. Okay, this kind of takes me back to being a child, and it just makes my heart sing. It really does. Okay, so you remember, I don't like to be random. So this really stretches my brain, but ooh, oh, how fun. Now we're going to take another piece of wax paper. I'm just going to kind of make sure that it's about the same length. You can trim this up later. Now we're just going to place it on top. Now if you have any thread that's kind of sticking out or any paper, now would be the time to make sure that you tuck it well inside. Yeah, I didn't get that one as long. So just make sure everything's inside. This would be a fun project with the kids or grandchildren, because you could totally get them to help you, either cutting the threads or coming up with the colors. Or if you have one that's getting a little older and you want to teach them how to iron or press something, this would be the way to do it. Okay, I've got my other flour sackcloth on top. Let's make sure that I have my iron on. Make sure the light's on here. Not going to touch it. Okay, now You'll just go over this kind of slowly, back and forth. And it takes a couple minutes to make each one. I like to go across a few times and let it cool down a little bit between the passes. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take a look. I'm going to put this up. Let's see how fused we are here. It's pretty good. Okay, so take a look over here. I'm going to let it cool down just a minute. And I still see some little air pockets, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you, but I'm going to try. There are little air pockets in here. And I want to make sure that this is fused well enough where those won't break free. Oops. So let's give it a few more passes. This is real time. I mean, it doesn't take long at all to make this fun project. And because it's wax paper, it's food grade, so you can wrap cookies in it and cupcakes or really whatever, candy, if you want to do some candy in here. But it's also a lot of fun for other items. And some of those items are going to be shown in our second video this month for Christmas in July. And Jenny, I'm going to thank you a couple times during this video. Thank you so much for inviting us. I've been looking forward to this because it's going to jumpstart everything that I do. And I'm not going to be caught at the last minute without any projects. Okay, now I'm going to do my one last thing here. And this is where I'm going to go a little slower. You don't have to press down too hard, but you definitely want to press down. We're going to call that good. I'm going to put my iron up. I'm just going to go ahead and turn it off, and then I'll unplug it in a minute. I'm going to leave it out because I'm actually going to iron a few things for work this week. Okay. Let it cool off for a minute. You can do a little of this. And it almost looks like stained glass, doesn't it? Woo, I love this. Oh my goodness, oh, this is so fun. So fun. These are the kind of things that keep us young people, makes us happy. Happy makes us youthful. Okay. That is as easy as it gets. Thanks again for visiting us at Big Valley Living. Thank you again, Jenny, for hosting this wonderful collaboration. Don't forget to watch all of the other channels. There's about 10 or 12 channels right now that are involved, and they're all worth watching. Everybody's going to have a lot of fun, and there will be a playlist at Jenny's channel at Jenny's Scratch Made Kitchen, and I'll drop a link as well below in my description area, as well as, I guess, the supplies that I used. But don't be afraid to think of your own ideas, okay? Because this is so much fun. You can share it with the kids and share it with your friends. You know, have a party one night. That would actually be kind of fun to just have your girlfriends over and maybe, you know, have some tea, maybe have whatever you want, and just have a lot of fun together making plans for the holidays. Make your own stuff and share with your friends. I'll see you on July 26th. Have a great day, and I'll see you later, everybody.